Let's get honest for a moment. There's a profound transformation that happens when a woman senses you've genuinely let go. It's not about pretending or playing games. It's about a real internal shift. Suddenly, the dynamic changes. She's no longer in the driver's seat, and she starts to question what happened, what changed, and why she's no longer the center of your attention. This isn't just about relationships. It's about reclaiming your sense of self, your confidence, and your power. In this comprehensive guide, we'll explore the emotional journey she experiences when you stop caring, the psychological principles at play, and most importantly, how you can use this moment to regain control of your life and your relationships. If you're ready to understand the deeper layers of attraction, self-respect, and emotional independence, keep reading. This is your roadmap to personal empowerment. 1. Decoding her motives. The hidden reasons she reaches out when she breaks the silence after a period of distance. Your first reaction might be a mix of excitement, confusion, or even anxiety. But before you respond, it's crucial to pause and reflect. What's really motivating her to reach out now? Is it genuine interest, curiosity, regret, or something else entirely? Every interaction has an underlying motive. Maybe she's curious about your life because your absence has created a void. Perhaps she's feeling regretful, realizing she may have let go of someone valuable. Or she could be testing the waters, checking if she still has emotional influence over you. Sometimes it's as simple as seeking validation or reassurance to truly understand her intentions. You need to look at the bigger picture. What's the history between you? Has she been consistent and respectful? Or has she shown patterns of manipulation or emotional inconsistency? A woman who values you will reach out with sincerity and effort. Someone who's just seeking attention will send vague, non-committal messages. Key takeaway: don't assume every message is an invitation to rekindle the past. Sometimes her outreach is about her own needs, not yours. By evaluating her motives, you position yourself as someone who values intentionality and self-respect. This clarity is the foundation for any future interaction. 2. Emotional mastery. Why your response matters. One of the most common pitfalls is responding emotionally when she finally reaches out. It's natural to feel a surge of hope, nostalgia, or even frustration. But if you let those emotions dictate your actions, you're giving away your power. Imagine she sends a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" Your instinct might be to reply instantly, pouring out everything you've been holding back. But what does that communicate? It shows you've been waiting, that her message has a disproportionate impact on your emotional state. Instead, practice emotional discipline. Take a step back and ask yourself, why does her message trigger such a strong reaction? Is it because you miss her, or because you're seeking validation? Understanding your own emotions allows you to respond from a place of strength, not vulnerability. Practical tip: don't reply immediately. Give yourself time to process. If her message is vague or lacks substance, consider whether it even deserves a response. If it's thoughtful, take your time to craft a reply that reflects your confidence and values. The goal is to show that your mood and actions aren't dictated by her attention. 3. The silent power. How silence speaks louder than words. Silence is often misunderstood as passivity or indifference. In reality, it's one of the most powerful psychological tools you have. When you don't respond right away, at all, you create a space that she has to fill with her own thoughts and emotions. Why is this so effective? Because silence breeds curiosity and reflection. She starts to wonder why you're not reacting, what's changed, and whether she still holds a place in your life. This uncertainty can be far more impactful than any words you could say. But remember, silence isn't about playing games. It's about prioritizing yourself and demonstrating emotional independence. If you're using silence as a way to manipulate, it will backfire. But if you're genuinely focused on your own growth and well-being, your silence becomes a reflection of your self-assurance. What to do during silence? Don't just wait around for her to notice. Invest in yourself. Pursue your interests, build your confidence, and set new goals. When you're actively living your life, your energy shifts, and that's what she senses even from a distance. 4. When to respond. Recognizing genuine effort while silence is powerful. There are times when responding is the right move. If her message is sincere, thoughtful, and shows real effort, it may be worth engaging. But how you respond is just as important as the decision to respond. Keep your reply calm and composed. Avoid long emotional messages that could come across as desperate or overly invested. Instead, maintain a tone of confidence and self-respect. For example, if she says, "I've been thinking about you," a simple, "Good to hear from you. What's on your mind?" is enough to set the right tone. After you respond, pay attention to her actions. Does she continue the conversation with genuine interest, or does it feel like she's just fishing for attention? Consistency and effort are the true indicators of her intentions. Bottom line, responding is a choice, not an obligation. Engage only if it aligns with your values and goals. If her intentions seem shallow, it's perfectly okay to disengage. 5. Boundaries. The foundation of self-respect regardless of your response. Setting boundaries is essential. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. They protect your energy and ensure you don't fall back into unhealthy patterns. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being cold or dismissive. It means establishing the terms under which you're willing to engage. If her message is vague or half-hearted, don't feel pressured to reply enthusiastically. If she's genuine, you can still control the pace and tone of the conversation. Boundaries also protect you from emotional games. If she's reaching out to test your attention or validate her ego, your boundaries make it clear you're not playing along. This not only protects your energy, but also communicates strength. Practical example. If she texts late at night or sends an emotionally charged message, take your time before responding, or choose not to respond at all. Prioritizing your well-being shows her that your time and energy are valuable. 6. The art of making her wait. There is no rule that says you must respond immediately or even the same day. One of the most underestimated strategies is the power of making her wait. This isn't about being manipulative. It's about giving yourself time to process and ensuring your response comes from a place of clarity. People value what isn't easily accessible. If you respond within seconds, it signals that you've been waiting for her, that her outreach controls your actions. But if you take your time, it shows you have your own priorities and aren't dictated by someone else's timetable. Making her wait also builds curiosity. The longer she waits, the more she wonders what's going on in your life. This mental loop keeps you in her thoughts far more than a quick reply ever could. How to use this time. Reflect on her intentions and what you genuinely want from the interaction. When you do respond, your timing will reflect confidence, not hesitation. 7. Measuring her effort. Is she really interested? Not all messages are created equal. Sometimes it's clear she's putting in genuine effort to reconnect. Other times, her outreach is superficial. The key is to gauge her intentions by the effort she puts into the conversation. Is she reaching out with a clear intention to communicate meaningfully, or is she just looking for attention? If she's consistently making an effort, it may be worth considering a deeper conversation. If her outreach is sporadic or lacks substance, it's time to reassess. Your response should match her effort. Always prioritize your well-being and recognize when her outreach is about genuine interest versus seeking validation. 8. Staying grounded. The key to emotional independence when she reaches out, it's easy to let emotions take over. You might feel excitement, nostalgia, or even a sense of validation. But staying grounded is essential if you want to maintain control. Staying grounded means not letting her message dictate your emotions or actions. Whether her outreach is sincere, curious, or manipulative, your response should come from a place of calm and confidence. How to stay grounded? Focus on your own growth and priorities. Avoid overanalyzing her messages. Maintain emotional independence. When you're invested in your personal goals, her outreach becomes just one aspect of your life, not the defining factor. Groundedness also means not overthinking every word. Take her message at face value and respond or not in a way that aligns with your values. 9. Reclaiming control. Why it matters when she reaches out. The relationship dynamic is at a crossroads. How you handle this moment determines whether you reclaim control or fall back into old patterns. Reclaiming control isn't about dominating the situation. It's about setting the tone for how you want to be treated moving forward. Control starts with self-awareness. Recognize your worth and the value you bring to any relationship. If her message feels like an attempt to test your boundaries or manipulate your emotions, you have every right to disengage. If her intentions seem genuine, you can engage from a position of strength. Powerful ways to reclaim control. Focus on your own life and goals. Set clear boundaries. Respond on your terms. Control isn't about manipulation. It's about owning your power. When you approach her outreach with confidence and clarity, you set the foundation for healthier interactions. 10. The bigger picture. Your growth is what matters most. At the end of the day, her reaching out isn't the most important part of your story. You are. The decisions you make should always reflect your growth, values, and vision for the future. Moving on and focusing on yourself isn't just a way of life. When you prioritize your own happiness and well-being, everything else falls into place. Her outreach might feel significant in the moment, but it's just one chapter in your journey. Remember, your growth isn't about proving anything to her. It's about proving to yourself that you can thrive, no matter the circumstances. Whether you engage or move on, your growth is your greatest asset. You're not the same person you were when the relationship began. You've learned, grown, and evolved. That growth is what sets you apart. When she sees you thriving without her, it sends a message far stronger than any conversation ever could. 11. The emotional stages she experiences. Let's take a closer look at the emotional journey she goes through when she senses you've truly moved. On stage 1, curiosity, she notices your absence and starts to wonder what you're up to. Your silence creates a void, and she becomes curious about your life. Stage 2, doubt. As time passes, she begins to question her own decisions. Did she make a mistake? Was letting you go the right choice? Stage 3, Regret if she sees you thriving without her. Regret sets in. She realizes she may have lost someone valuable. Stage 4. Testing. She might reach out with a casual message to test if she still has influence over you. Stage 5. Reflection. If you don't respond or maintain your boundaries, she's forced to reflect on her own actions and what she truly wants. Stage 6. Respect. When she sees you're not easily swayed, she gains a new level of respect for you even if she doesn't admit it. 12 practical strategies for reclaiming your power. Focus on self-improvement. Use this time to invest in yourself. Pursue new hobbies, set new goals, and build your confidence. The more you grow, the less her attention matters. B. Build a support system. Surround yourself with friends and mentors who support your growth. Don't isolate yourself. Connection is key to emotional resilience. C. Practice mindfulness. Stay present and avoid getting lost in what-ifs. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. D. Set clear intentions before responding to her. Be clear about what you want. Are you open to reconnecting, or are you ready to move on? Your intentions will guide your actions. E. Celebrate your progress. Acknowledge how far you've come. Every step you take towards self-respect and independence is a victory. Point 13. Common pitfalls to avoid. 1. Responding out of loneliness. Don't let loneliness drive your decisions. Respond only if it aligns with your values. 2. Over-analyzing her messages. It's easy to get caught up in decoding every word. Trust your instincts and focus on actions. It's not just words. 3. Sacrificing your boundaries. Don't compromise your self-respect for the sake of attention. Boundaries are non-negotiable. 4. Seeking validation. Your worth isn't determined by her attention. Validate yourself through your own growth and achievements. 14. The long-term benefits of reclaiming your power. When you reclaim your power, you set the stage for healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the future. You become someone who values intentionality, self-respect, and emotional independence. These qualities are attractive not just to her, but to anyone you encounter. You'll find that your relationships become more balanced. You're no longer chasing validation or approval. Instead, you're attracting people who respect and value you for who you are. 15. Final thoughts. Your journey. Your rules. This moment is about more than just her reaching out. It's about your journey, your growth, and your power. Whether you choose to engage, stay silent, or move on, do it from a place of self-respect and clarity. Remember, you are the author of your own story. Every decision you make should reflect your values and your vision for the future. When you prioritize your own happiness and well-being, everything else falls into place. Thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself. If you found this guide helpful, consider sharing your thoughts and experiences. Your journey is unique, and your growth is worth celebrating. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Here's to your growth, your confidence, and your power. See you in the next one.